everyone, welcome back to my channel. So guys, there's this rumor that Atiku Abubakar wants to join Peter Obi in NDC. This is coming from Arise TV news presenter Rufai Oseni. So he said former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has opened up on a speculation of resigning from the ADC to join Peter Obi and rebuild Kwankwaso in the NDC. Not just him alone, many people are also coming out to reveal this. Now this one said, breaking news, Atiku heading to NDC to pick up membership card in 2 days. Another one said Atiku don't finally talk through. The old fox just cracked open the door, resigning from ADC to link up with Obi and Kwankwaso inside NDC. No longer be rumor, it dey smell like fresh strategy. ADC don't turn abandoned ship. And then Galadima was seen live in Channels Television where he was telling Atiku to leave ADC and join them in NDC. Now, Channels TV posted and said, 2027, follow us into NDC to unseat APC government. Galadima tells Atiku. Now, this other person said, Atiku set to join NDC this Wednesday. Wahala. The other one said, Atiku is rumored to be joining NDC on Wednesday. What is happening? This other person said, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has opened up on a speculation of resigning from ADC to join Peter Obi and rebuild Kwankwaso in the NDC. Full details coming soon. Now he said, is this an indication that Atiku has finally agreed to support Peter Obi, coming to the reality that Obi is the tsunami of politics as of today? Then the other one said, breaking news, Atiku is reportedly set to join the NDC this Wednesday. This development could signal a notable shift in the political landscape with potential implications for party alignment and upcoming strategies. All eyes will be on how events fold. Now, this is the rumor flying on the internet. Now, a lot of people have said that they don't want, Atiku to join NDC. They want him to remain in ADC, They don't want him to come and put confusion or trouble in NDC. So, like I said, Galadima was live on Channels Television where he was saying, referring to Atiku, to resign from ADC and join them in NDC to unseat Tinubu. Guys, a lot of people are saying, does that mean that Atiku has finally agreed to support Peter Obi in this movement? Guys, let's see what will unfold. So guys, take a look at this video where Atiku was talking about the ticket, and also the video of Galadima where he was referring to Atiku saying that he should come and get the NDC ticket to unseat Tinubu. And also Galadima was also talking about Peter Obi, defending Peter Obi's resignation from ADC to NDC. Guys, take a look and I'll be right back.
Waiting for your declaration. When are you declaring?
We will let you know now. We will give a formal announcement.
Are you confident that you are going to get a ticket for your party?
Have I ever failed to get the ticket?
Yes. No, this time around, I want to know. Maybe you are still confident.
I'm confident. I'm confident.
They are talking about age. That the elderly people should allow youth to take over. What do you think?
Let the youth compete now. It's competition. It's democracy.
Thank you.
So, in rather very quick succession, from NNPP to ADC and now to NDC, it arouses curiosity. And there were reasons given by Mr. Peter Obi as well as Mr. Robbie Kwankwaso, both former governors and former presidential candidates in different political parties. And the next election, they seem to be pairing to face the president. What really happened that Nigerians need to know that led to the collapse of what was looking like a strong coalition? Initially, coalition was a bit taken for granted, but somehow all of the persons were able to get 6.1, 6.9, 1 point something million votes came together, and it was beginning to look like, well, we're beginning to look like a coalition that will give President Tinubu a run for his money. And now everything has collapsed. What happened?
Well, Jeff, I presume that's Jeff?
Yes, that's me. My name is Jeff.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And all Nigerians know that we are living in difficult times these days in the political front, that the government of the day and the ruling party decided to make Nigeria a one-party state, and in that effect, they want to assure themselves that the only way they can win election is to have a single candidate, that is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They are allergic to democratic competition. So they have gone to town, in our own estimation, to destroy all political parties. They destroyed the NNPP, they destroyed the LP, that's the Labour Party, on which both Konkoso and Mr. Peter Obi had run in 2023. They wanted to disenfranchise them, and they congregated in the ADC with the hope. And that congregation in the ADC was the making of the president and the government itself. Because if not for what they did, I don't think some of those gladiators will ever come under the same roof. However, all that is history. Any sensible Nigerian, every intelligent Nigerian should know that the judgment of Justice Joyce Abdul Malik on Wednesday last week and the judgment of the Supreme Court on Thursday last week has completely disenfranchised the ADC as a viable political vehicle for the 2027 elections. Therefore, but I think I need to say something here, even though it is extremely confidential, that even before these judgments, some good Samaritans have, during our sniffing to find out what is happening, had advised us that we should better look for another platform. Why? Because they said that they don't think this judgment would be favorable to us, and that the ADC would be an available vehicle for contest in the 2027 election. So, we've been wise politicians, as we are, and been masters of this game, started to look for alternatives, and now await the judgment. And that judgment came on Wednesday. That was the first salvo fired by Justice Joyce Abdul Malik. And for anybody to now know or think that a High Court judge will pronounce judgment on an issue that is before the Supreme Court, you know that something is wrong. And that you better pick race if you have the legs to run. So we waited for the Thursday judgment. That happened. So we now started reaffirming our position to look for an alternative. And it is this alternative that culminated in us yesterday, the principals declaring for NDC party. So, and I would want to say categorically on this program that we had asked some of our allies in the ADC to really pick race and look for an alternative platform, because the judgments have sown a booby trap for all those that will be trapped in it. And so, I even want
Mr. Galadima, if I may
that
comment,
any wise politician...
Yes. My apologies, sir. If you can answer,
wise politician.
Just a moment, sir. Because of time, I want to ask as many questions as possible. So, it calls to question the ability of the politicians themselves to be able to have foresight to see where the coast is clear or where the coast... At what point did you discover there were cracks? Because this is what you're saying on TV and what has been written out. But some people are saying, for instance, for Peter Obi, for instance, especially the APC are saying he shies away from contest. That happened in PDP, for instance, in the People's Democratic Party. When he realized he couldn't get the ticket, he went to the Labour Party, and it was easy for him. And then when there were issues in the Labour Party, now he went to the ADC. Now seeing the handwriting on the wall, perhaps now saying that, oh, maybe this contest may not favor me, whether it's consensus or primary, he has now left. And then your principal has now been put in the same boat. Is this about litigation or inability to be able to foster some level of political maneuvering to get the ticket of the party?
Is it about ticket? The vehicle is not available by the judgment. We didn't leave until there was a judgment. setting a booby trap for everybody within the ADC. And this is why we are using this opportunity to call on the remnants of our comrades still in the ADC to come to NDC, where we will have a level playing ground. We are all joiners within a day, and where primaries would be held. And I'm particularly calling on former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to jump ship and come to the NDC, such that there would be a level playing ground for everybody, because all of us are now joining at about the same time, such that there will be a free, fair, and transparent and level playing ground for contest to get the ticket of the NDC. And whosoever refuses to do that means he's the enemy of Nigeria by refusing, by scattering the unity of the opposition political parties and their ability to unseat President Bola Tinubu.
Mr. Galadima, let me ask you, my apologies, sir. I did say that I want to ask you as many questions as possible, so I may be butting in intermittently. Bear with me. So, do you think that the NDC, for instance, is very okay right now for anybody to come in? Because I say that, I think the AGA, they say they are going to sue INEC over it for their registration. I think there was another case by the AGF also, if I stand to be corrected, about the registering some political parties as well. So, are they free of litigation issues? This NDC?
As we speak now, NDC is very clean and as white as the snow, no encumbrance on it. And if anybody is suing INEC and does not suing INEC does not mean that he's suing the NDC. So that one is an issue for another day, because as far as we are concerned, we did our due diligence, consulted former judges, consulted very, very highly intelligent and resourceful lawyers, SAN, and they told us that as far as we are concerned, we are good to go. That is why everybody who wants to run for election, NDC is the vehicle to approach for now.
All right, Mr. Galadima.
Hold on. That does not rule the fact that this government and APC cannot try some funny things, but we are there waiting for them.
Well, as a politician, you should know by now that preparing for sabotage, if there is any, is part of how you prepare for the war. So, complaining about sabotage may not be a very genius idea with greatest sense of respect, because if it happens, it has happened. You must look for it to fight.
We are not complaining. We are saying that from whichever angle they come, we've done our due diligence. We are prepared for them, and if there is justice, we know we will prevail.
All right, Mr. Galadima, let me ask you a straight question. So, we don't have time. I mean, the election in general, you have just about a few days to submit membership. That's NDC now, because you just joined, so I'm sure your name will be listed. That will be submitted to INEC in the next maybe 4 or 5 days to INEC. What is the position of NDC in terms of the presidential election? Is there going to be zoning? That's one question. Number two, is it going to be by consensus or primary? Because you don't have the luxury of time.
Well, I don't know whether you're saying election. I'm talking about primaries.
That's what I'm saying.
That's our major issue now before us. Primaries. The NDC will submit its register either on the 5th or on the 6th of this month. That is either tomorrow, Tuesday, or on Wednesday. So once we do that, we are good to go, and we will have zoned the party's presidential candidature to the south. No mincing words. We've zoned it to the south. Therefore, whoever from the south, if Jeff wants to run, please go and register quickly today or tomorrow. Such that your name gets into the register.
I'm not interested. Like, you're the 3rd, 3rd, or 4th politician dragging me into politics. I'm a journalist. I like my job. My job is to check the politicians. I'm not interested. But let me also ask you, Mr. I'm going to come back to this question within the time we have. Isn't it, what is going on with the opposition, isn't it playing into the hands of the ruling party? Because I'll tell you the highlights since 1999. There are several highlights politically. One of the highlights of 1999 till today is that in 2007 or so, PDP had about 28 governors. So whatever the APC is doing today is just an imagine higher than what the PDP is doing in terms of governors. In 2015, it took a merger to unseat an incumbent like Goodluck Jonathan. And in 2023, we saw the first time a man without structure was able to cause an upset to get 6.1 million votes. Where am I going to with all of this? The only model available to unseat a ruling party, if that is possible, is not by a divided, broken house into pieces like what happened in 2023. Now it looks like with the movement of Kwankwaso and Peter Obi leaving Atiku in the ADC is clearly Uhuru for President Bola Tinubu. Are you looking at it that way?
Well, not quite. The truth of the matter is that all of us, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, all of them migrated into the ADC such that they bring a unity of the opposition forces within the ADC to enable them without much problem and seat Tinubu. Unfortunately, there are this insinuation that the APC and the government, in fact, by extension, Tinubu used the courts to scuttle the opposition. This is why I am making this call on Vice President Atiku Abubakar to follow us as we followed him into the ADC, such that there will be a unity of the opposition to unseat this government. And if he refuses, then whatever happens to the opposition, Vice President Atiku will be held responsible.
I didn't get that clearly, just a moment. But in closing,
you just wanted clarity. The clarity is that all the political gladiators are now in the ADC. And if anybody is outside, as Kwankwaso was outside in the ADC and he was persuaded to come in. So we are also pleading with Vice President Atiku Abubakar to come into the NDC such that we can consolidate again and remove the incumbent government. That's what I'm saying.
Mr. Galadima,
if he refuses to that, hold on now. And if he refuses to do that, then the ball is in his court, because he has now scuttled the unity of the opposition to unseat this government, because he cannot continue beyond tomorrow to be in the ADC, or else he has agreed now to forfeit his right to contest in this election in 2027.
So guys, let's see how Nigerians are strongly reacting to this. Many people are beginning to see Atiku as the weapon fashioned against Peter Obi. Now, remember what Peter Obi said, because right now people are saying that if Atiku truly joins NDC, will Peter Obi leave or will he remain? People are saying that Peter Obi, ran for his life, all manner of things. They are saying different things, guys. Remember what Peter Obi said? Peter Obi said he doesn't mind leaving a party 20 times as far as, he saves Nigeria. Many people are saying that whether he jumps from ABGA to ADC to NDC, it is what is, if at the end, he's going to save Nigeria from the problems Nigerians are facing today. Now, let's see how Nigerians are reacting to this. Now, somebody said, I'm particularly calling on Atiku Abubakar to jump ship and come to the NDC. We are using this opportunity to call the remnants of our comrades still in the ADC to come to the NDC, where we would have a level playing field. Buba Galadima. This is what Buba Galadima said, and this person said these people have come again. Guys, let's look at what another person is saying. This one is saying, follow us into NDC to unseat APC government. Buba Galadima begs Atiku. This one now said, we didn't leave the ADC until there was a judgment setting a bubble trap for everybody within the ADC. This is why we are using this opportunity to call on the remnants of our comrades in ADC to come to the NDC, where we will have a level playing ground. We are particularly calling on the Vice President Atiku Abubakar to jump ship and come to the NDC so that there will be a level playing ground for everybody. This is what Galadima said. Then the other person said Galadima has warned Atiku to join the NDC or risk blame for any opposition failure to unite ahead of the 2027 election. And then this one said Obi Kwankwaso joins NDC. Atiku is obviously working for Tinubu. Why is Atiku campaigning to be president again? The other one said a chieftain of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, Buba Galadima, has urged former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to join the party in a bid to strengthen opposition unity ahead of the 2027 general election. Galadima, who appeared as a guest on Channel's television Politics Today program, said key opposition figures has begun aligning under the NDC to create a formidable front against the ruling All Progressive Congress. Now, this is the comment that caught my attention. This is said, political earthquake rocks Nigeria. Now listen, he said, ADC registration is now trending like wildfire. Peter Obi and Kwankwaso have already dumped ADC for NDC, and now Atiku Abubakar is set to join them. This Wednesday, the grand coalition that many feared is happening live before our eyes. ADC, which was positioned as the big opposition platform, is bleeding members left and right. Supporters are rushing to resign and follow the big names to NDC. The gist is that Obi moved because of internal ADC crisis and alleged imposition of Atiku as consensus candidate. Now Atiku himself is reportedly heading to NDC to consolidate opposition forces against APC stroke Tinubu in 2027. Galadima and others are openly begging Atiku to come over so they can unseat the incumbent opposition. The incumbent opposition is merging into one massive block, and the game has changed forever. Who will lead this new force? Will it be unstoppable? Guys, let me know what you're thinking. Do you think this move that Atiku, if truly he wants to join NDC, do you think the move is going to be a nice one, or do you think it's like a setup for Peter Obi ahead of the general election? Guys, what do you think about this? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.